starting the recording. Yay!
Okay, you guys, we're gonna go old school. I was so excited when I saw this because for those of you who are new to Mary Kay, we have the best company ever and they're so much fun. So you might actually recognize something that I found almost, oh my gosh, it's almost 20 years old now. And you might recognize some of the actors. So here we go.
Where's the food?
Okay.
I see myself sitting beside a big York stone fireplace. Have a place close to the seashore.
Hold on. That's not it. That's not it. Hold on.
Well, he's very looking.
And with the limited.
There we go.
Okay.
A never-ending effort to help women get the beautiful skin they deserve. There exists a special operations unit within Mary Kay. This super secret team keeps nationwide watch while working closely with the women in pink. Together, they stand united and ever vigilant as they monitor moisture levels and bring beautifully moisturized skin to women everywhere. They are the Hydro Agents. Their mission, hydrate America.
Hydroscope activated, Commander. Hydration levels are down. Women in pink activating hydro beacons.
Hydroscope, bring up all available hydro agents.
Yes, Commander Splash. Locating all available hydro agents now.
Ah, yes. Agent H. Agent 2. Perfect. And Agent O. Now the odds are in our favor. Hydroscope, direct the agents to their assignments. There's no time to lose. We must help in the mission to hydrate America.
Transmitting beacon coordinates now, Commander.
Go get 'em, boys.
But do I need a moisturizer? I have oily skin.
Ladies, couldn't help but overhear. I think I can help. You know, most women who have oily skin don't think they need a moisturizer, but they do. This refreshing oil-free gel not only transforms your skin, but it restores your moisture balance and hydrates up to 10 hours. It's why we have two not-so-secret weapons.
That's right. One for dry skin and one for normal to oily skin.
The new Mary Kay Intense Moisturizing Cream and Oil-Free Hydrating Gel are the perfect products for soft, smooth, and radiant skin.
Wow, how can we ever thank you?
Why, that's easy. Show the nation you care, embrace the challenge, and keep hydrating America.
Way to go, Agent H.
Oh, Ginger, we had so much fun today.
I know we got great things. I can't wait to go home and try them all.
Agent 2 at your service, ma'am. I couldn't help but notice your situation.
What do you mean?
Inside her bag are highly priced competitors' moisturizers.
Oh my gosh. But there is an end to this madness. Tell her, Agent 2.
I have just the thing to bring you back to reality. 2 new moisturizers, beautifully packaged, that feature all the benefits of the competition at a smarter price.
Wow, there.
Beautiful, I think, is the word you're looking for, and your skin can be too. Gotta go, ladies. But remember, we're joining forces to hydrate America.
Bravo, Agent 2. That packaging is awesome. And now let's see how Agent O is faring on his mission.
And you'll be treating your skin to 10 hours of bliss.
Looks like I'm just in time. Have you told them what's in the challenge for them?
I was just about to review the Hydrate America promotion with them right now.
Allow me. I'll be happy to help. Just remember, women in pink who sell 13, 26, and 39 or more of these moisturizers will receive special hydrorific recognition. And for those of you top sellers, a visit from the Hydro Agents. It's that easy.
You guys are really great.
All in a day's work for the Hydro Agents. Remember our mission, ladies. Hydrate America.
Hydrate America.
And so concludes another day in the Mary Kay fight to smooth and soften complexions across the nation. Tomorrow brings new challenges for the courageous Hydro Agents as they unite with the women in pink everywhere to hydrate America.
Isn't that great? Okay, stop sharing.
That's the things they used to subject us to.
I loved their skits. Wait till we show you Beyonce.
Oh my gosh. Do you have it?
Who remembers? Who was with us during that time? Kathy?
They did the...
Tracy was. Oh, and Arlene raised her hand. You guys, okay, those you don't know, Gary Jinks was Agent H. Agent O was Greg Franklin. And then, of course, Sean Key. And our president of U.S. Sales was, Tom Watley. So fun.
Those were our top executives doing that kind of stuff. So that's why we don't mind doing crazy stuff, because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Okay, but before we start our makeovers, I do want to remind you guys that a week from tonight, we have the head of Sapphire Division that is going to be speaking just to us. This is not a company-wide thing. This is not a Sapphire-wide thing. This is us. So get this. We were going to do a special contest for people to meet just with her, but I really wanted everybody to spend time with her because she is a very, very busy woman. And I asked her, when I said, would you pop in on our Zoom meeting? She was like, when? I go, it's on a Monday night. She goes, how about the 20th? And I'm like, when word gets out that she did this, people are going to go cray-cray. Okay, so we are so lucky that she's doing this with us. So please, 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 one, mark on your calendar to be early that night. I'm going to turn on the video at least 1:45. And then two, she's doing recognition that night for the weekly challenge. So we are actually giving you from now until the 20th, so a week, to do the 3 + 3 + 3. That's 3 new faces, 3 marketing shares, and 300 in sales. And everybody who does it is going to get recognition from Julia. We're going to send her a little thing on you. So if you can do it by Sunday and let us know by Sunday that you've done it. Don't push it to Monday. Okay, don't put off. Do it by Sunday, then we'll have your bio and everything, and she'll be able to do that recognition. How many of y'all could get excited about having Julia Wilson, head of Sapphire, call out your name and go, oh my gosh, Andrea Zajac, I'm so proud of you. I know you've been building your business for this many years, and you've been a star consultant this many times, and you are just so amazing, and I'm just so proud of you. And I also heard that you never know what we're going to tell her. Okay, so do it by Sunday. Let us know you did it, and then email your director, myself or Andrea, a few fun facts about yourself so she can call you out for your recognition. 3 new faces, 300 in sales, and 3 marketing shares. And a marketing share, guys, can just be you showing someone Peek into Pink, or doing your own marketing and having your director follow up, or even having her on a 3-way call with you. No biggie. And I would recommend you book this and get it done by Wednesday so you have a cushion. Y'all like the cushion? Okay. Apparently Andrea likes feather beds now, but the rest of us just like a cushion. Okay. So very excited about that. And I'm going to jump to our recognition. So what? Are you ready?
Yeah, because I want to do some reminders for this week and in the field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Do that. That's a good idea.
Okay, perfect. Because what I want to talk about next helps with this video. How cute is this old school again? We're just going all out.
Yep, it's the same one.
Hear it?
Want to build customers
Can you hear it? Oh, you're
for life? Get with the program. Build more customers for life. More customers, more sales, and more success.
How much more? Research shows people who use the Preferred Customer Program boost their businesses by more than 30% on average. And what's more, the Preferred Customer Program has more flexibility than ever. With online open monthly enrollment, you can add new customers as you meet them. And with the limited edition gift with purchase.
Okay, apparently I just heard the PCP got canceled. Educate us, because I did not read that.
Okay, so if you did PCP for the next quarter, because of the COVID virus and them not being able to get together and do all of it, the lookbook is going to be virtual and for this next quarter, and it's also not going to have new colors in it. So you're going to have to really be educating your customers on new things that are coming out. It's going to, the company is really stressing right now that we focus on body care, that we focus on satin hands, hand cream, taking care of your skin, the basics, because that's really what people are focused on right now. And anyone who signed up for PCP, you will be refunded. It's going to show back up in your ProPay or your account or whatever, just like Career Conference did. But it's all about the COVID. And the consultants are going to get an email on May 1st. And I'll just give you a little bit of a heads up of what they're going to be telling you. They are not telling you they're running out of color. Okay, directors are already going cray-cray over this. They are not telling you they're going to run out of color. Do not go out and buy every eyeshadow like it's toilet paper, okay? They are telling us that they've had to lower, not stop, but lower production on colors, especially some of the less popular colors, in order to amp up the production on body care and skin care, because that's why we're still open. That and the hand sanitizers. That's why they're letting us stay open, is because we are, what is it called, Jules? We're not crucial, we're
essential.
We're essential. Okay, we're essential because we are providing sanitary means for people to take care of themselves. So that's really what you want to be stressing with your customers as well, because when you talk to your customers about satin hands, I just had a customer send me a text yesterday, and she said, washing my hands all the time, they're so dry, should I get a hand cream? And I said, well, what I would recommend you do is get something that removes all the dead skin cells and really infuses moisture, and then the hand cream after you wash your hands. And so she said, oh, okay, well, I guess I could go online and get something like that. And I go, or you could just order satin hands from me. And she said, okay. And she said, well, what about my feet? My feet are really dry too. I'm like, okay, I didn't know you were washing your feet, but okay. So let's do a satin hands with the foot cream in it. And she goes, whatever you think, just send it to me. Had another customer today, just sent me a text box or text, whatever. She said, I'm washing my hands constantly, help. Send me a satin hands, one for me, one for my coworker, one for my mom. Satin hands is the way to go, people. I'm telling you right now. But tonight we're going to have fun with glamour. Okay. All right. So go ahead, Dre. You want to talk about in the field?
Yeah. So I do not actually have any people that sent me boxers, but I will tell you that I am so excited because Miss Stacy was in the field during one of our awesome events. We did a happy hour, and you guys, we did a beauty hacks happy hour. Well, you know, when you do it once, you start getting like, you know, comfortable, and then you think, oh, next time I'm going to do it this way. So on Thursday, if you'd like to join us for our next happy hour beauty hacks at 5 p.m. on Thursday. What I'm doing is happy hour on Thursdays, 5 p.m., but I'm changing the theme, but this one will be beauty hacks. And I just learned some other really awesome things because I was spying on somebody else's beauty hack. So I'm going to give you guys some awesome new ideas of ways to use our products that maybe you haven't thought of for some beauty hacks. So it would be awesome for you to invite, and it will be streamed directly into the Shipe Peak into Pink. But what I'll do afterwards is if you want to RSVP, then that would be the way that I'd recommend it, because I have a little questionnaire for guests to fill out, and you follow my link, and I will post it in the Shape Superstars page. But that's super fun, and I am proud of Stacy because it took us maybe an hour and 5 minutes, and we were just talking and getting to know. Her daughter came on, and her name was Jen, and afterwards, what were your sales? $220? Yep, $220. And here's the thing, this is why it's so important for you guys to get people on, because even if you have one, Stacy said to me, I have been trying to get my high school friend on the skincare for years. But because I was able to talk to her and say, oh, well, this is what you need, and this is the one I would recommend, and your daughter, this is the one I'd recommend for her. Boom, boom, boom. She ordered it all. So a third person, Joe has taught me this since I signed up under her tutelage. The third party is so powerful, and we can do that for one another. So make sure that you are taking advantage of all the things that myself or Joe is doing, because it would be great to have you a part of it. So yay, Stacy, for being in the field. Oh, and I do have to say, Miss D has been running around doing all sorts of deliveries, and she sold another, I don't even know your total, because sorry, it's probably listed, but 220. Okay, so she was doing deliveries and texting me, Andrea, I sold this, and this. So way to go for being in the field. But I didn't get any Boxer messages, so I can't share specifics.
Okay, all right. Well, that sounds good. And let me tell you what, in this time of people saying, nobody wants to, nobody wants to, nobody wants to, let me tell you what, we got some people having $600 weeks consistently, week in, week out, week in, week out. It is so impressive. And, you know, I have to say, you guys who are booking these virtual parties, they are so much fun. Alice and I had so much fun. So I can do a little in the field. I don't have the cute hat, and my head's too big for a hat anyway. But Alice and I did her first virtual party. And again, all of her relatives and her BFFs from all over the country. And I can tell you right now that third party, I was the third party. They will listen to that third party. And it doesn't have to be Andrea or I. It's just someone else saying what you've been saying. It gives it more credibility. It just gives it credibility. And it's kind of like if Christine has a party on Saturday and she tells Andrea, hey, can you cross-confirm this party for me? I've given this girl samples, I've given her this, I've given her that. Andrea will be like, sure. She calls like, hey, Susie, this is Andrea. I'm one of Christine's Mary Kay girlfriends. I just want to thank you in advance for scheduling the party with her on Saturday morning. By the way, she said that she gave you some Time-Wise samples. What do you love most about those Time-Wise samples? What did you love most about it? Oh, well, I like the cleanser. Really? And are you using it every morning and every night? Oh, no, I didn't get it from her. Oh, girl, we got to get you on this. Why on earth didn't you get it? Okay, definitely, we're going to play tic-tac-toe on Saturday. Definitely go ahead and do a tic-tac-toe board and put Time-Wise cleanser in one of the squares, because you've got to get on this. Oh, my gosh. Do you hear how it's different than you telling your customer, okay, Amy, you tried the samples. Why didn't you buy it? Okay, y'all aren't going to do that because I would kill you. But you can, you know, it's harder for you to say, you know, Amy, what did you like most about it? Oh, I really love the cleanser. So would you like to invest in that today? Why is it so hard for y'all to say that? Why is it so hard for you to say, would you like to have that in your bathroom by this afternoon? Would you like to have that every morning and every night? Is there any reason why we couldn't get you started on this product immediately? You guys, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Alice, was it hard for you to call up all these women afterwards and say, what can we get you started on today? What were those conversations like?
No, actually, you made a huge difference, because I was getting emails, and I'm still working on their orders, but one of my nieces said, I want to, what can I get for $100 to $150? And so we're working on that. Her skincare, she has sensitive skin, and she's telling me what she needs. I'm doing that. My sister says, hey, I want to get my daughters on the Clear Proof. So tomorrow I have a makeover with one of my sisters-in-law, and it's it didn't happen on Saturday as far as the sales, but they are reaching out saying, I want this, this, and this. When can we get together to figure out what I need for my skincare, for my skin?
That's perfect.
So it was you that made the difference.
Well, and I even said, you guys, we are not here to get you to buy or sell anything. We are here to educate you. And so, Zulema, I'm going to unmute you. Zulema, you have to unmute yourself. She's in her bathroom. She's so cute. Zulema, when you called all your people after we did your last virtual party and you followed up, what did you say to them? Because I know you were so proud because you actually called them. I'm so proud of her when she'll actually call and use her voice. I love her accent. What did you call and say to them? Because you sold like $500 something.
I just called them not right after because I had to prepare myself, because that's the hard part for me, to just call people and talk to them, because I am not very good with rejection, but I am getting much better now. I write down some questions, and that's how I start my calls, like reading my questions, and they were very good. Like, I enjoy it, and they were comfortable, and they didn't feel like I was pushing or anything. And that's how we get to sell almost $500.
That's good. Okay, awesome. And Stacy, unmute yourself. With your virtual party, did you follow up with all your guests afterwards?
I did. I called her right away.
And because what I did with Alice, I think I said Zulema will be contacting you, but with Alice, I actually told her guest, right now, text Alice what time she can call you today, because that's part of the requirements for this being part of her training, is she has to contact you today. So text her what time she can call you. So that's something new, Andrea, that we can kind of add in there, is to ask them what time today. Text them what time today. So what did you say, Stacy, when you called them?
Well, first I asked them if they had a good time, and then I asked her if she had any questions and asked them what she wanted to take home. And we talked through a lot of the product and what would work best for her. And then she just said, okay, I'm going to take one skincare set for me, one for my daughter. So wow. It was great. It was all due to Andrea. Thank you.
Well, and Stacy, you did the follow-up, and that's good. She did the education, you did the follow-up, and that's important. And that's why if you guys want to work together to do these virtual parties, it may kind of help your confidence a little bit. It doesn't necessarily have to be Andrea or myself. We can send you the script we use. You can tweak it all you want. Alice took my script and just put lines through the parts that she didn't want me to spend a lot of time on, because she knew her audience better than I did. And so you can have either us or you can have someone else tag team with you that, it does give you that credibility. It really is great. Okay, I want to get to the makeover part, but thank you for sharing. That's bold that you guys can call and say, what do you want to have in your bathroom by tonight?
Hey, Joe.
Huh.
So we actually talked about this the last time. It might have been overlooked, but when we did talk about the virtual parties, it's something you should do way before the virtual party, is to schedule her 15-minute follow-up beforehand. Yeah. Say, hey, I've got 2:15, 2:30. Give yourself a potty break, or to regroup yourself, but then make sure you schedule them every 15 minutes before the call. That's actually what we talked about.
That's good. Okay. All right. So I just want to announce real quick, we have a queen of sales and a first runner-up, because you guys were literally $21 apart from being number one and number two.
Wow.
Could not, $21. And then our third place was just $100 off of that. You guys are selling over $600 a week. I mean, okay. And you're not even having parties. You're just talking people through it. Okay, so our queen of sales, drum roll, is Stacy. So Stacy, you get 15 points. And then Zulema, $21 behind her. Zulema, you get 10 points because you were first runner-up and you were just so stinking close. Oh my gosh, we had to put you in there. You were just so close. Okay, so if you did any marketing shares with your director, you give yourself 15 points. 10 points per face. So Alice, you get 100 points right there. 10 points per face. Okay? I know. Stacy, how many did you have? Okay, so that's 30 points right there. Okay, new faces, new faces, new faces. Very good. And remember, you can have a hostess who's a customer and ask her to invite 8 to 10 people who have never been customers. Y'all don't have to worry about how many fits around my table right now. You know, I might think, well, 6 looks good, or, you know, I can move, and that's enough for me to handle the squeeze tubes and stuff like that. You can have 15, 20 people on now, because their questions and all come up in the chats. Ah, you're missing out, guys. This is when you should be jumping on this. Okay, weekly accomplishment sheets turned in. Y'all all get 5 points each. Arlene, Francine, Alice, Dee, Amy, Zulema, Stacy, and Joan all turned in their weekly accomplishment sheets. Now, if I don't have you, if you're not in my unit and I don't have you as an adoptee, make sure that I get your consultant number from your director so we can give you that recognition. Oh, and Elisa's back on too. We haven't seen you in months. Oh my gosh, so excited you're on. So she gets points for that as well. And then we'll do the rest of them, or you get 5 points for being on right now, or if you watch the recording to post your takeaway, although we'd rather you be on live. And the rest of it we'll do at the end of the month. So we're gonna start with Andrea. And I wanna ask y'all something. Can somebody, you know what, Stacy, unmute your, yeah, I got you unmuted. If I spotlight her, tell me if you can just see her.
Yes.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay.
Okay. All right, so I've got to get used to the camera thing. Okay, so I think, okay, there's my wrinkly eye. So for those ladies who are experiencing a little bit more looser skin around the eye area, eye cream is always helpful. But let's talk about eyes. So I did one eye. Joe wanted me to share some things, and I am so excited. Can you see this product? Okay. I've got my other mirror, so I'm trying to figure out. So I've used a couple things, and I'm going to step by step go through as fast as I can. First, I did clean my face and put on my foundation, or primer and then foundation. But these are the colors that I chose for today. It's Biscotti, Dusty Rose, Merlot, and then this is, I think that's, shoot, it's a cheat, but we're just doing eyes. That's Shy Blush. Okay, so I started, and I actually made a mistake, and I put the Biscotti as the base. Okay, so what I want to do right now is taking the contour brush, or excuse me, the eye crease brush. So this one right here. I'm just going to take some of that Dusty Rose. And what I did on the other eye, I have got deep set eyes. So this right here is called the crease. So where you see the skin connecting, this is called a crease. Now, I know for a fact Dee has more of the Asian eyes. She has more of a hooded eye. So there are going to be eye shapes that are going to be best to do a different method. This is a very generic way of doing it. So for example, Dee, you might want to look at any of Oprah Winfrey's eye makeup, because your eyes are very similar to hers, and she wears great color, but it's going to be applied a little differently. So this is just that generic way of putting in, this is a mid-tone color, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start always in the outer area, and I'm going to put it right inside this crease. And this brush is fabulous because the direction you go in, if you want to do it as a horizontal, gets right into the crease, but then you can turn it perpendicularly, and then you have a really nice blending angle. So I'm blending it. Now, if I wanted to just do this color, then I can almost do the whole lid, but this would be the area that I concentrate on, okay? Sometimes in this, you'll see some shadow. That's why people put that mid-tone color in this area here, because anywhere you have shadow or a little bit of heaviness to your skin, dark recedes, light attracts. So makeup's really just that illusion. So I'm putting in this color, and notice how I'm pushing the color. So when you blend, you want to, go to where the concentration is and then blend in the direction where you want it to go. And that's, sometimes you can go back and forth like a windshield wiper, but this brush is really great just to push the color like that, okay? Okay, so then I'm gonna turn and use the eye smudger brush. I just like this brush for the corner, and I am, again, using that Merlot right there. So I just put a little on the corner, and that's when I'm gonna pat it. I like to pat it because it's a rich color, but it can flake. So if you just push it or pat it right into the skin, I'm gonna almost just put it as a V, just in that corner. And I am doing an angle, so let me turn my head for a minute. And it's okay if it gets a little sloppy. Oh my gosh, I'm sort of sloppy until the very end. And y'all know me, I'm a hot mess. So, but I pull it all together. So, that's all that matters. So you're just basically, notice how I'm starting, more color sometimes will be required, but you blend, and then you can go back and add more color if it starts to lighten. Now, sometimes I have a little ADHD, so then I stop and then I work on the bottom. So I'm just gonna go here, and I like to have a little bit of color underneath. So I'm just gonna use this eyeliner brush and make sure that that's completed. And then I'm gonna return. Sometimes I'll pull another brush out that's clean. And that's very important because then you're able to sort of buff better. Now, for the record, foundation brushes are not part of makeup. So this would be the kind of, blender that allows you to not put too much color. But notice I'm just doing little circles in this area, and I'm pushing it into the eye. I'm not going all the way over. I'm really staying in this outer area and just blending it as I go. If I get to this part, see how there's a line? I don't like to have lines in my color. So if I have to, I'll press in, try not to pull out, but then I'll just take a teeny little back and forth motion just right here if I feel like there's still too much of a line. But I want to show you guys a little beauty hack that I love. You can do this with concealer, but I love to do it with our new light beam. So this, of course, is a fabulous color. You can just put it all over. Or if you want to sort of create a cut crease, take this, and after you have some of the color, now notice on this eye, see how I have that really pretty shimmer right there? That's this. So see, I'm a little messy because I'm trying to do this sideways. So I'm just going to put some of this on my eye. What I've been told is if you put it on and then your skin sort of like, if you flicker your eye, it'll actually go exactly where your crease should be. But you need to have a cream concealer brush to then just pat it in. Now, obviously this stuff is wet, so you can't do all of the color until it's dry. So I have to take a second and get that little bit off. Before I blend this, I have to let it dry just for a minute or two. So what I'm gonna do, Joe, is I'm gonna finish up with my liner, and then I'll work individually while we move on to the next person, and then we can come back to how I've blended the whole thing together. Does that sound good? Okay. I'm gonna do now, I'm going to wait just another minute before that dries, but I did in this eye, the waterproof eyeliner. so good because I have been watering with all of the allergies going on right now with pollen. So our waterproof eyeliner is so good. And I'm worse on this eye than I am on this eye. So this is going to be good for you to be able to see. See, I'm still waiting for it to dry a little bit, but if you just lay it down right at the base, you don't want to talk while you're doing this, but if you just lay it down, you can just pull it right over. And sometimes you get a little bit of a bump in the road, but I do want to show you one little trick, and I know it's really sloppy right now. So at this, I have a droopy eye, so it goes down on the corner, but I think this is still good for most people. If I was to take the bottom line and go up, that's where I want this eyeliner to be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So then from there, I have a little bit of a line that I can work in. And it's hard for me to see this, so I'm going to turn this way. The nice thing about this is you can also use it as a pencil and just get right into the base because you don't want to have any kind of skin showing. That's the most important thing. So I'm going to throw my brush. I'm going to blend a little bit, finish up with some mascara. But thing that I will, show you guys, unless you want to stick around, but I do the concealer before I do my mascara. And this just brightens up my eye area. I have a tendency to have a little bit more darkness under my eye. So I pat that in. Again, it looks a little sloppy, but it's just because it's not pulled together. So then I'm going to take a couple of seconds here, and I'm going to blend this because I do want, and see how this got a little bit high? I don't normally want that brightness way up there. So I'll just push that color over and make sure that it is matching the other side. So much easier when you're by yourself in your bathroom.
And you're facing the mirror instead of trying to do an angle.
Okay, so then I'm going to have to go back and just touch this up. But if you want, Joe, I can keep working and you can move to the next person and then I'll finish up. We can do a finished shot.
Yeah, because I want you to do show them how you do brows too. Okay, so guys, that was fun. Do y'all like playing? Like, are any of y'all playing in colors? I'm playing. Are y'all playing? Okay. All right. So next we're going to hear from Alice. And Alice, okay, you're unmuted. So she is going to show us, she has beautiful bronze skin, but she has inherited under eye circles. And so she's going to show us how she fixes that. And I'm going to fix my light, which is dying. Okay.
Okay. So for me, my skin tone or darker, you want to use the deep bronze. However, but I sometimes will use the light bronze if I'm going out and I really want that part of my face to be highlighted. So I'm going to do one eye with the deep bronze and I'll do one eye with the light bronze. So the deep bronze is going to blend in and make me have a very natural look. So I'm not sure if so when I pat this on, I try to do as much as I can with the wand. So when I am blending, I'm basically just blending the outer part and just tapping the inner part just a little bit so I don't brush it off. And that gives my eye a very natural look. And this is the dark bronze, the very natural look of the dark bronze, and it dries quite nicely too. And sometimes I layer it if I want to because I have very dark circles under my eyes. And every now and then I will do one or two coats of the bronze. And like I said, I am a
Did she freeze?
Yeah.
I may have muted her. She muted herself. Alice, we can't hear you. Alice. We can't hear you.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
So what I use is I use the, for my skin tone and darker, you want to use the deep bronze. And I use the deep bronze underneath my left eye. And when I, like I said, when I put it on, because my eye is, I have pretty dark circles underneath my eye. So I use the deep bronze and I take a blender and I just lightly pat over that, but I blend outside of that, just pat it just a little bit and then blend the outer part so that it gives you, it covers up the dark circle. Now, if I'm going out and I want more of a bright highlighter, and sometimes you might try this on your client, and if she says, oh, that's too light, then what I do when I'm using my deep bronze, I usually put that on after I put on my foundation. If I'm going to use the light bronze, now I wouldn't use the light bronze on a very dark skinned person though. It's not going to work, but you know, someone who's semi-brown to a fair skin, this light bronze is gonna work. So if I do this, you're gonna see that the color is gonna be a lot lighter on this eye.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do this on someone who is, you're not quite sure if it works for them or not, just let them know this is fine. Now I use this and I go over this with my foundation. So I go ahead and blend this in. As you can see, it still looks pretty light.
Mm-hmm.
And I bring it down as far as I need to make it look like it's a highlighter as well. So you can see that this is a little bit lighter on my skin. So now I take my foundation and I use 140, between 140 and 150 in the bronze. And I go over it. I don't rub, but I always pat it in. And that's gonna give this part of my face a little bit of a highlight. So now someone who wears a lot of makeup and don't mind having that brightness, then I would say, sure, try that light bronze on someone my skin tone and lighter. And if they want just a real natural look, my skin tone and darker, you want to go with a deep bronze.
Beautiful.
Can you see the difference?
Yeah.
More highlighted over here. So if I want to, I can still use a highlighter, or I can just put another layer on it, another layer of foundation, and really make that highlight pop. And then this side, I can always use a little bit of the highlighting bronze, the highlighting that we have here. So that's how I use the deep bronze more often than I use the light bronze.
Okay.
But if you find someone where it's really too light, just go over it with their foundation and that should calm it down for you.
Okay. Do y'all have any questions for Alice? Because I know a lot of y'all ask me questions about darker skin. To me, honestly, the darker the skin, the easier it is to work with. It requires less makeup, I mean, Alice could basically put on mascara and a great lipstick and dash out the door because she's got such beautiful pigment to her skin.
One thing though, the light bronze will not work with CC cream. It has to be a foundation.
Okay, good to know. And what was your foundation color again? 160?
140, and sometimes I'll use 150, but right now I'm using 140.
140. Okay.
Warm, 140, yes.
Warm. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Okay. That's awesome. Okay, next we are going to go to the master of contour. Oh my gosh. I want to schedule a private session with her because I keep trying to do what I saw her do on Facebook and I just look like I have dirt on my face. But Zulema, talk to us about contouring.
Hello. I prepare my face already with my CC cream light to medium, my primer, my mist and everything. And I'm using the latte. That's what I usually use for my makeovers. And it have worked very good with pretty much everybody. But I also have, yes, the cocoa, the darker color. And I use that sometimes as well. So I just go from the end of your ear, So you can go in or up, up, down, or in, out, but you have to be very gentle. And then that's what you do in your chin. And this is something that works for my face because we all have different shapes of faces. But so far, when I do my makeovers, it have worked very, very good with pretty much everybody. We don't have to adjust anything. So this is what I do. I like it to look more deeper. Some people, they're not used to makeup, so I don't go too deep in their contouring, but I do like makeup a lot. So I like it like super deep. And then for my forehead, I do a little bit here because sometimes we don't like our foreheads. I just do my sides, but it's something that you can do all around, and that will help you to define your face as well. And we can do the line of our face, and I'm using the same color, the latte, and I just want to show off my beautiful rings. Look at this. So I'm just go all around my face here to define the line of my face and have a better view of my neck and my face as well. So with my big brush, this is what I do. And then I switch to a different brush to do the lines on in my nose, to define my nose. And then we just go in the, not in the middle, it's the sides. You cannot go too in or too out. So you have to make sure you do 2 little lines. And it's up to you if you want to start in your eyebrows. I don't like to start in my eyebrows. I like to start like right here. I don't know.
It's called, Zulema, that's called the bridge of your nose.
Okay, the bridge of my nose. And this is what I do. And also, sometimes we don't like our nose because sometimes we feel like it's too wide. So you can do like, put some color at the end of your nose to make that effect with your contouring and make your nose look a little bit smaller. And that is it, what I do with my small brush. And finally, I like some highlighting, and I like to do it here. Okay, I forgot the name of here, Joanna, I don't know. And then the tip of my nose. But that is up to you. You just do whatever works for you, whatever you're comfortable with, and that is it. So I just apply all this in my face, all around my face, and when I'm done putting it on my points, on the different places, and then you can do it in your lips. But I have lipstick right now, but you should do it before you put your lipstick on, because when you do like a highlighter in your lips, it gives you a very good effect as well. So again, it's something that we all do different and whatever we feel comfortable with. And this is the Honey Glow blush. That's it. I'm just gonna blend it. And we're good to go. Let's go party!
So Zulema, I noticed in your first video that I watched when you did this too, with the contour, you put it in place and you let it sit for a few minutes before you blend it.
That's how I do it. It's up to, again, however you want to do it. Sometimes how I said on my video, I don't do the line of my face all the time, only when I'm going out and I just want to make sure my face have this like contouring line that helps to have that, you know, nice line
definition
from my neck. But on the daily basis, or when I usually do my makeup, I just do my chins, my nose, my forehead, and that's it, some highlighting. So, but you don't have to wait a few minutes to do it. You can just be at your own pace and do it however you feel comfortable doing it, and just play with your contouring until you find the right way or the way you like to do it.
Okay. All right. Do y'all have any questions for her? It's amazing, isn't it? How it just transformed her face.
Do you use any cheek color besides the contour?
I usually don't. I just use my contouring and that's it. But today, how I mentioned, I use like the Honey Glow, a little bit on top of my line. And again, sometimes I do it when I have a party on a special occasion, but on a daily basis, I don't do it. I just use my contouring lines.
Beautiful.
And I've seen her in the evenings a lot, and her makeup in the evening is more defined. But I think we also have to be real. And so when she goes out during the day, it's not as defined, but it looks like day. It looks like day makeup. But yeah, she's very good. She grew up in her mother's salon. So it's taken you some time to figure all this out with the contouring and all. She grew up doing this. Her mom actually did things on her to experiment. So anyway, Dee, did you have a question, honey?
Yes. So were you using a smudger? Were you using this, or were you using a brush when you were blending everything?
When I'm blending, I use a sponge like that one you have.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I have yet to use this. I have never used this.
Make sure you wet it first.
Wet it. Okay.
And squeeze all the moisture out.
Yeah. It needs to be damp, but not drenched. And then you blend it. Okay. Thank you.
And you have to kind of get it drenched first and then squeeze out the excess water, but you do have to get the whole thing wet and then get rid of the excess water.
Yeah.
So it doesn't soak up any of your makeup.
I'm learning new things. This is great. I love it.
And you guys, I've seen like Alice and Zulema both, they're not using our black one like Dee's got. But those sponges, I mean, I love ours, but really, you can get them anywhere. I have. I know, you probably have 20 of them. The nice thing about our sponge is it doesn't look nasty after a while. Although every time you wet it, you should be cleaning it and all. We have to keep things clean, okay? So
what brush was she using to put it on?
What brush, Zulema? What size brush to put it on? See how she's still blending, still blending, still blending? Oh, whoa. Unmute yourself. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. What I said is I'm not familiar with the names of the brushes. I just use whatever I feel comfortable with. I just call them my medium brush and a brush that is tiny in the end, and that's how I call it. I don't know. I can go get back at you and give
There's
you
a name on it, Zulema. Is it the Mary Kay one?
You guys are putting me on the spot.
If you didn't know, the Mary Kay names are there, so that's helpful because then your customer will say, I need that brush, and they'll add it to the order.
Got it.
And I always have to look at what brush it's called too. So,
but it was a small brush. She wasn't using the cheek brush, right? She wasn't using.
I bet it was the all over. I bet it was the all over eyeshadow brush.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Jules is saying yes too. Jules could read it from there. Okay. Okay. And you guys, I have a set of what I call my disposable brushes that I got them really, really, really inexpensively on Amazon, and you can tell when you use them. But if I'm going to have a customer practice this with a brush I'm going to toss, like throw away, because cotton balls just don't cut it, I'll use one of those. But I always say, this is just a disposable toss brush. Mary Kay brushes are so much better. Okay. So that's important for us to remember that. Okay, thank you, Zulema. Okay, so I am going to show you guys super fast, now that I've had all this fun learning all this. I love our new bronzers, and this is my actual in the bathroom palette. Love it. And I use both of them. So I'll show you real quick, how do you do bronzer? Now my face, I already have color and stuff on it because I made a video earlier. But what you do is, if you are, I actually use bronze 110. So if you're dark beige all the way to deep, beautiful bronze skin, then you use the darker one, the Canyon one. If you're not, then you use the lighter one. And when you put on bronzer, you always just swirl. I swirl a little bit. You can use the brush that is for the mineral foundation, or you can use the cheek brush. I like the cheek brush. And what you do is you do a W. So I'm not going to touch my face yet, but you go here to here. You get a little bit more, and you go from here to here. Because if the sun were to hit you, it would hit you here, and it would hit you in a W. Then you do a little bit on the forehead, a little bit on the tip of the nose, a little bit on the chin, and then you drag it down. Because that's the way the sun hits you. And then I go here, here, and swish on the décolleté with what's left. This does have a lot of shimmer, and I like that. But if you don't want a lot of shimmer, just get a cheek color that's a little bit darker than your usual cheek color and do that. So again, you're going to do a V here, or half of the W, start here, half of the W, forehead, tip, chin, drag it down, and swish. Got it? And what Andrea just taught you with the concealer, if you want to pat just a little bit of concealer underneath here to give you that effect like you've been wearing sunglasses, and a little bit right here, then that gives you that sun-kissed look without destroying your skin. Okay? Now, cheek color. I don't wear cheek color all the time because I'm a bronzer girl. And I've always been a bronzer girl. But when you're doing cheek color, it's super important that you teach your customers how to do it like this. You tell them to put their finger, okay, Zulema is putting in the chat what brushes she used for each body part, or face part, body part. Okay, so what I teach my customers is, put your finger in your ear and press in where you can't hear me anymore. You got it? Okay, that's where your brush starts for your cheek color. Okay, you slightly undercut the cheekbone. Go from here, slightly undercut the cheekbone, then put a little bit more on, do the other side, press in, slightly undercut the cheekbone, and then grind back and grind back. I also tell my customers, if you put on cheek color first thing in the morning, use half of what you think you should use. Because as you wake up and you have coffee or tea or you're walking around or whatever, color then rises in your face and you don't want to look like cherry chipmunk cheeks. Now, if you want that little pop of color right on the apple of your cheek, if you've got this right here, you just put a pop here and a pop here, and then again, we grind. This is where grinding is good. Grind, 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 grind.
I've never heard that term on your cheeks, Joe. That's so funny.
We grind, okay? So, and when I do cheek color on my customers, I always pick a color that I think is a little bit light for them, because it's always easier to add a darker color than it is to take it away. And again, I ask them to bring their brushes if we're meeting face to face. Bring your brushes, and I say even if they're not Mary Kay and they're inferior, you'll be able to use a brush because that's a lot better than a cotton ball. So again, you want to go on the soft part of the ear right here, come down. Now Zulema told us the contour right here. So then your cheek color is going to go here. Another great thing is with your cheek color, you can stroke it down if you end up with too much cheek color. So Stacy's going to talk a little bit about translucent powder in a minute. But I can tell you that with translucent powder, if people have on too much cheek color, I tell them don't try to rub it off. Take your translucent powder and stroke down. And what that does is it softens the cheek color. And it makes it a little bit lighter color.
Hey, Joe.
Because if they try to take off that cheek color, they're going to rub their cheeks. Yeah.
So when you're grinding, now I'm really getting embarrassed. How hard are you pressing?
Hard. Girl, if you're going to grind
like... I really... Are you something hard into the cheek or
Yes.
Okay.
What might grind hard, Jules said. So what I'm trying to do, Andrea, is my goal is for their cheek color to just look like a natural color. Like when we look at your cheeks, see how it's just soft and natural? That's what everybody wants to go for. They want to go for a nice, soft, natural. I think the reason why a lot of people don't wear cheek color is they don't want to look like cherry chipmunk cheeks. Okay? And you see how I just have a little bit of pink here? I normally don't even do that because I run so hot because I'm a hot mama. Okay? My daughter probably just threw up in her mouth a little bit for that one. But I do run very hot. That's why you always see me in a tank top. And so when I get hot, I tend to get red. Y'all are going to be so excited about a product coming out in the spring that does away with redness. I didn't say that.
You're so bad.
I'm so bad. I grind. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you is how I sell mascara because that's kind of sexy too. And I don't even have, do I have a mascara in here? When I tell my customers when I sell a mascara, this is my, you don't see this. This is just my lip, those are all my lipsticks and my ink pen. Yeah, okay. I have a sickness. So when I talk about my mascaras, I'll pretend like this is my mascara. I always say, ladies, with your mascara, always make sure that you date your mascara. Now that does not mean that you take it to dinner. Okay, means you think about what month you're in. So right now, what month are we in? What number is it? 4. So add 3 to that, and what do you come up with? 7. So write 7 on the bottom of your mascara, and when we hit July, you call me for a new mascara. Now with your mascara, and I always unscrew it. Now, you know, I use the disposable wands for them, but I unscrew it. But if you're just showing this on a virtual makeover, you just say you unscrew it and you pull it out and you say, now you never pump the wand back and forth. You always twist it because when you pump it back and forth, what do you think you're pushing into the tube? And they'll say dirt and germs and, you know, air and stuff like that. And I say, so ladies, do this with me. Okay, we twist. We always twist. We never pump. And they will never forget that. And now you're scarred for life. All right, D. D, our sweet D, kicking tail out there. She is going to do a lip.
She's so flawless. She's flawless.
Mary Kay.
Oh, you guys should have seen her before Mary Kay.
We don't talk about those days. Those are ugly. Okay, so thank you for asking me to come on. So what I like to do, I prime my face because I'm doing lips. As you can tell, if I don't wear lipstick, it's like, whoa, where the heck did your lips go? I'm very monochrome. And I look like I'm sick or something if I don't wear anything. And yeah, so I prime. I put this around. Lip primer is amazing. I will also put it all over my lips because I love how it makes my lips feel. And if it makes my color last much longer, yay. Because I love wearing my purple lips, if you couldn't tell. So I do that. And let it dry a little bit. Then this is what I was actually doing earlier. I wanted to make sure that it was okay for me to use this because I have gotten lighter because I don't teach water aerobics right now. Sucks, by the way. I'm going to put this, and again, it's going to look really messy initially. Oh God, doing this on the phone is really, really challenging. It's like weird. Okay. And then I'm going to, so this is actually highlighting, contouring what Zulema was doing earlier. And again, you're going to be putting like color over, you could put color over this area that you are highlighting, but it's going to make it nice and light, hiding, kind of taking away from those lines. Then If you're going for more natural look, you're going to go for something that's a little darker than your natural skin color. I go for bold because it's just how I roll. Okay, sorry, actually, I carry my lip liner and my lipstick on me in my pockets because I don't like to be with that purple. So this is the, which one is this? Berry. This is that berry liner. And this is going to be kind of crazy. I can't look in the camera. I'm sorry, I got to do this. Like a coloring book, trace.
She's using the lid of her powder.
Dude, this mirror's amazing. I was like, oh, I have a mirror. So yeah, it's kind of.
I stayed away from the berry liner because it was so dark. But I've been lining and filling in with it and then just with lip gloss.
Yep, you could do that too. I have done that too in a pinch, like if I had a meal and I don't have my, and I don't want to use this because I'm almost out of this. I have to wear some more. So yeah, I'll use this as a filler and it's wonderful as a filler. So I have a V. I actually have a natural V. My lips have been called heart lips before by other people. And that's a blemish. My dog bit me when I was younger. Don't judge me.
And guys, if you don't have that V, you just draw it. And you do what Zulema said, and you put that little highlighter there.
Right, exactly. And that's what I use that contour palette, those colors, and I just put it all around there and it's like it just disappears. So again, I have the heart. I literally have like a heart for lips. And if you want to fill it in a little bit more, you can. I'm not going to go into that much like depth with the fill in on that. So, and that's going to be lighter because I use the Zulema, you're probably going to slap me or you're dreaming about slapping when I pronounce this. Puro Mertil. I want to say that's, I hope I'm pronouncing that okay. And I'm going to fill it in.
Again, with the lid to her powder.
Okay, and I'm not going to go because my top lip is not the same shape as my bottom lip. So I'm just going to, and voila. I have lips. Isn't it great? So again, I go dramatic. Also, oh, you know what? Shoot, do I have my Nourishing Lip Gloss? I just remember it's in my purse. Do you want me to go grab it or no? I don't know. Basically what you do is you take the Nourishing Lip Gloss and then you put on the bottom lip, whatever one you want to use, like lighter, if you want like more of a, kind of like a summery look, I guess you could say, just Nourish. Or if you want to go for more deep, like Night on the Town, go for a darker Nourishing gloss. Thank you. And then there you go. So lips. This is like, these are kind of like what I like to show off because I have the lips.
Love it.
So.
Love it. Thank you, Dee. I was trying to add a couple of things, but I think she's on her phone, and so it was doing some feedback. But do y'all have any questions for her? You can always go in the chat as well and put a question there. She does have perfectly shaped lips. Yes, Joan, unmute yourself, baby.
What was it, the highlighter that you used after the primer?
The Perfecting Concealer, because it's great for those lines, because I mean, whenever you're putting, before the foundation, putting that on to like get all the fine lines out. You can also, what I will do too, this is my palette, so I'll use sometimes the highlighter, but you always want to prime it and then put on a lighter color around those lips. You want to make sure that it's going to be lighter than the color you're using.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that, y'all, as you become a more interesting age and you need to lighten this area around the lips, if you look at Well, Jules is like in white light, but her area around her lips is still very light because she's young. And if you've spent time out in the sun, there you go. If you spend time out in the sun, or you drink from a straw, or you're a smoker, or you kiss people all the time like this, you may have these little fine lines. And so, you know, that's what we're trying to fill in with that and create a little bit more lightness there. It's funny, Jules and I did a vendor event back in the fall, and I had done the highlighter to my lips, but I hadn't really blended yet. I was in a hurry and got in the car and drove there, and I got out of the car and she goes, "Why are your lips white?" And I'm like, "Oh, I forgot." So it's always good to have a partner that will call you out. Okay, we are going to end our tutorial with our queen of sales for the night, and that is Miss Stacy Swallows. Just love her. I always call her Stacy Bird Girl because her last name is like a little birdie. So tell us how we finish our look. We have done our entire look, and now what are the 2 finishing products that make Mary Kay so professional?
I love the finishing powder. Funny story, I never used it till about a year ago when I had a customer be like, "Why are you not using it?" So, and I've used it every day since. So the way I do is I like to turn it upside down and just get a little bit in the cap. Okay. And then take your big fluffy brush. So you have a little bit. You roll it in, and then I like to tap it down like on the edge of the desk or the mirror. Yep, like that. And then you start at the top and you brush straight down. I put it all over my face, just like this. Put it on my chin, down my neck, and just, yep, just like that. Now, little thing, I do it after my foundation too. It's really hot here in North Carolina. So I tend to sweat. So I put this on before I put my makeup on. It sets my foundation a little bit and it lets my makeup stay on. And then I put a little bit more, put very, very little all over. So I do actually use it twice. And when it's so hot, you can always reapply it if you need to, so your makeup doesn't sweat off. And then the best thing, this is one of my favorite products. So you're gonna spray it about 8 to 10 inches from your face. It's gonna set your makeup. So you're gonna do an X like this and then a T. Yep, so just spray it like, whoo. Another little thing I don't like to do with this, I don't put this on, I put my mascara on after, because for some reason, I don't know if it's my face, the way my eyes are a little hooded, you can see, my mascara gets wet and ends up on my eyelids. So I do this and then put my mascara on. Little trick I learned. And that will keep your makeup on and fresh for 16 hours. And you can always respray throughout the day. It's a nice cooling effect when you're hot. And it'll set your makeup and it'll be great for the whole day.
Stacey, quick question. You wear glasses a lot. When you do the powder and all, does that help with it not having a crease into your makeup?
It does too, because it helps with, like, I get hot and sweaty. Like I said, it's really hot here. So right here, I'll get really hot and sweaty. So I make sure I put like a lot of powder in this area. And then that way my glasses don't slide off my face. So, and it's a light diffuser. So it helps with the look too. And when you do wear glasses, you have to do your makeup completely different. I'm not wearing any now. I didn't play along, but you do have to do your makeup completely different than if you don't wear glasses.
Right. Okay, and we will cover that another time. So believe it or not, everybody from Joan's ivory skin all the way to Alice's beautiful bronze skin, they all can wear translucent powder. That is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and it goes good with everybody. I did forget that part. I was shocked when we first put it on, a very, very dark skin, and you just blend it in. Like when you first put it on, it could be white, but just keep blending and keep blending. And I like to say go from the top down, because we all have those little hairs on our face sticking up. We want to go down to lay them down flat so they're not standing up waving at each other and making dark spots.
Kathy Phillips used to do the cutest thing. She'd go, "You don't want your hair going like a raptor." I used to crack up when she'd do that. Isn't that funny, the little things we learn from each other? Okay, Dee, did you have a question, honey?
You know what? She answered it because it was the hairs. Because I was wondering, like, because we've always been taught don't pull down because that's where your skin's going to go, the whole gravity effect. But then my next question would be, what about going out away from the midline of your face? Is it still going to have like a drastic effect on the hairs, or would that be okay still?
Well, with this brush, if you're doing it very lightly, you're not pushing on your face. You're just basically very lightly brushing your skin. So I don't know if you could see, like, you don't press like hard. You
No
just
grinding.
What's that, Joanna?
Don't grind it.
Grind it, yes. Barely lay it on, because then you're just gonna blend it down. You're not putting any pressure on your skin, really.
And it doesn't take a lot, y'all. I think a translucent powder will last you a good year to 2 years. I mean, even using it every day.
And I use it twice every day.
Twice every day.
And I do.
You keep on answering all my questions, Stacy. So up to how many times would you say would be the max amount of time for applying this? Because I heard that we can apply foundation, like we can reapply a few times, but for translucent powder, is it the same thing?
Well, it's really clear, really, the color. So I do, like I said, I do it right after my foundation, and then I do it again after my color. And then you really, for me, I have oily skin and it's really hot here. I don't typically reapply because I don't need to, but you could partway through the day, you could put some more on. I don't really think there's as long as you're doing it thin, I'm not sure that there is a limit. I don't know if Joanna and Andrea would agree with that, but
I think it's great. Yeah, reapply as much as you want. Absolutely.
The same with the finishing spray. You can reapply that throughout the day too, especially if you're feeling hot. It's nice and cooling.
Yeah. So I am going to do something right now.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Are you moving on? Because I wanted to say one thing about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I've been doing a lot of Zooms with the lights, and then doing my makeup just like I normally would. And I also read another director's post who was feeling that the lights are really causing her to look shiny. So that, just so you know, I do a lot of translucent powder, and literally I'm doing it right before I go live, and my makeup is still looking shiny. So I just wanted to ask you guys, today I did not do a moisturizer before coming on live. I don't think I look as shiny, but it just means like you might need to adapt if you're doing a lot of live and you're trying to make sure you're not looking shiny. I mean, obviously that's why on, you know, the Kelly and Ryan Seacrest, they're always powdering because the lights do make you look a little shiny. But I did my CC cream, and then, sorry, I did my Serum Plus C, and then I did my foundation today. But I don't know, does it look a little bit less shiny than normal?
I think you just need to use oil mattifier.
Well, it dries me out too much, but but for the lights, maybe I'll try that. But on a normal basis, I guess we're fine. I just wanted to let you guys know that if you're doing a lot of these kind of things, you might notice.
It may be shiny. Yeah. And I will tell you guys, using a ring light, I think it's a lot better. I've just noticed.
I found, if I can interject, I found that if I take a little longer to let my moisturizer dry, I'm not as shiny either. Don't put your foundation on right away, or like wait, even if you wait 30, 40 minutes, I found it's not as shiny and wet feeling.
Okay, that's good. And you guys, when you're getting ready to do your virtual makeovers, you're going to have to practice. Like before my meeting, I set up my lights, I have them set up and I turn them on and everything. So you're gonna have to practice. Of course, then my ring light died and I had to plug it in and turn the other one on. But okay, so just a quick reminder. First, I wanna thank our presenters tonight. You did an amazing job. And I would love, love, love for all of you guys to practice these new techniques, and then you can teach them, okay? Because when you learn how to do it yourself, you can teach someone else, teach a man to fish. So I just did something on Facebook. We're gonna end with this screen share, but I wanna remind you guys that super important that you save the date. Save the date. A week from tonight, make sure that you have done your challenge of the week, 3+3+3, and then here's your other challenge. I challenge you to do this. Put your own before and after picture on Facebook, on our Shy Family Superstars Facebook page. I would never show this to my customers. I probably will take it down within 24 hours, but that is, do y'all see that? Andrea, answer. Can y'all see that?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
Joe, you're so stunning, and it's fun. It's so fun because I just see your mom.
Aw, thank you. Thank you. I wish I had her skin. Gee. Okay, so I'm going to challenge you guys just on Shy Family Superstars. Take a before and after and post it. Okay? You can do it. I believe in you. I'll give you extra points. Okay? But take a good before and after. I will tell you something that Kathy Halou used to do. Kathy Halou always carried around a key ring with her before picture. And people would say, oh, does that stuff really work? And she'd go, this is me. And they're like, so that stuff really works. All right. So you guys, let's do 3 + 3 + 3 and post your before and after. I can't wait to hear from you guys this week to know how you're doing with your 3 new faces, your 300 in sales, and your 3 marketing shares. So everybody give me a thumbs up. We're good to go. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Zulema. Thank you, Alice. Thank you. Who else presented? Dee. Oh my gosh, you did an amazing job. And Stacy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you guys, next week, Julie Wilson. It's going to be awesome.